Hello, concerned citizens, it's Elena, and welcome back to another new episode on Lookout, a series where we expose and burst the bubble on millennium practices in the Singapore immigration industry. Now, because prevention is the best cure, in today's episode, I'm gonna give you expert advice on how to do the prep work beforehand, what are the right questions to ask before you commit yourself to an agency. Now, before you can even choose an agency, the first step is to look for one. And most of us here will rely on search engines such as Google or Bing to search for a list of immigration agencies that we can potentially work with or inquire with. Now, the general rule of thumb when using search engines is that specific is terrific. Try to avoid using very short and generic words such as apply Singapore PR, top PR agencies, how to apply Singapore PR. Instead, you want to use more keywords. You can even ask a full question that contains keywords that specifically pertains to your circumstances, concerns, and profile. Now, when searching for agencies on search engines such as Google, you might want to filter out all the paid ads first. Now, the problem with paid ads is that there's a higher likelihood that you will chance upon a clickbait. So this is why you want to focus on the ones after the paid ads, that's the organic search results. The organic search results has already been identified and recognized by Google that they are credible, long-standing, and reputable sources. It's not necessarily that you need to prepare all your documents first before meeting a consultant from an immigration agency. But it is important that you at least go through ICA's own documents checklist so you're aware of what are the documents that you need to prepare, and if you identify that any documents that you may not have or have issues with, these are the questions that you can bring up during your consultation with the consultant. And a professional and knowledgeable consultant should be able to advise you on what are the actionable to take with the documents that you are having problems with, rather than just focusing on selling you their service packages. Now, there are a number of things that you can look out for and do during an actual consultation, starting with the meeting location. Now, most reputable agencies should have a proper and professional office space. Even if the meeting is going to be conducted online, the online presentation should be professional and proper rather than a casual background or setting. Now, in an event of a physical meeting, try to avoid agencies that will first propose to you to meet at a casual location such as Starbucks, Coffee Bean, or any cafes that may not be the most conducive place to be sharing about your personal information. Now, the next point can be pretty subjective, but the few things that you can look at is the location of the office space itself, and the people within the office. But one tip is always go with your gut feeling. For the location, is it at an accessible location, or is it at a place that's very inconvenient for you to get there? Next, the office itself. What is the kind of vibes that it's giving off? Is it warm and inviting, or is it cold and looks very disorganized? Lastly, the people that you come across within the office, do they look disgruntled, unhappy, very stressed, or are they very inviting and also welcoming, professional, dressed smartly? Next is the actual meeting with the consultant itself. Is the consultant dressed appropriately for their meeting with you, and do they carry themselves well? Are they speaking in a professional and confident manner when dispensing their advice to you? More importantly, the consultant should be willing to listen to what you have to share about your case and your circumstances instead of just trying to push their service packages onto you immediately. Lastly, what are the questions that you should be asking during the consultation? Now, as a consultant myself, I have come across many clients who are just fixated on what is your company's success rate. Instead, you should be asking questions that are very specific and really concerns you, such as, I'm unable to get the Annex A or the company's letter from my company. How should I go about it? There's actually a discrepancy in my name between my passport and my birth certificate. How should I go about it? I want to apply on my own. I don't want to include my son in the application. Is that all right? So on and so forth. Rather than being fixated on the company's success rate, check if the consultant is really knowledgeable in giving you a right and unbiased advice that is best for your case. And here's an additional tip. If you have applied before, why not bring down the application form that you have used in your previous application during your consultation? Let the consultant take a look at your previously submitted form and see if they are able to pinpoint out any obvious and apparent mistakes, or also give any proper comments that they have and what they feel about your application form. So this way, you can judge if the consultant are really subject matter experts or they are just another salesperson. All in all, you want to make sure that you have ample time to do the due diligence and research on the agencies before you shortlist them and speak to them. When doing your research online, do not just rely on one source, which is their website or their own reviews, but also look at other mentions on third parties' websites, forums, YouTube, or others. And when it comes to the actual meet itself, make sure that you really vibe with the agency, and also the consultant that you have met is a subject matter expert. Citizens, it is a realistic society and world out there. And while there exist businesses that genuinely build around helping its consumers, there also exists a non-zero number of practices that's just in for a quick cash grab. When it comes to professional matters with long-term impact and significant costs, such as your Singapore immigration matters, you will want to, number 1, speak to credible and reputable professionals, and number 2, seek for a second or even third opinion from equally reputable firms and professionals before making an informed decision. Again, this is Elena. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and I'll see you on the next episode of Lookout.